Hello, hello, hello again. We are back with a new series that's a little bit different from the last thing I did, aka it is not an Iron Man this time. Instead, I am doing something a little... I don't even know if I want to say original, but it's something that I kind of came up with that I assume has probably been done in some capacity before, but I haven't seen it, so hopefully it's something novel. I am doing a FE6 Wildcard run. What is a wildcard run? You are probably asking, because I don't think this has ever been. I searched for such a run and I could not find it, but I assume it's been done under a different name. The idea of the run is this: once battle preparations start, which, if I'm not mistaken, I believe it's chapter 6. I will not be able to choose my team. Instead, each map, I am going to roll X minus 2 numbers, or units, I guess. And those units will be the units that I use for that map. I say X minus 2 because I will be obviously using Roy. And there is one more slot that I will actually get to choose, known as the wildcard slot. The wildcard slot is designed for me to be able to just basically to be able to beat the maps. There are definitely going to be some cases where I don't physically think I can beat some of these maps with a purely randomized team. There are just simply going to be a lot of times where I rolled really weak teams and I can't beat them. The wildcard can just be for anything, though. It can be a good combat unit if I need it. It can be a healer if I need it. It can be a dancer if I need it. It can be... oh gosh. If I need somebody for recruitment, that's going to be a big thing, because there are going to be some maps where I might not be able to recruit units with the teams that I roll. So that is the idea of the run. Basically, no choice whatsoever. Let's go ahead and get started. Oh yes, I'm going to be starting a new game. I actually thought about playing up until that chapter off camera. But then I was like, well, like, the level ups might matter. It might be good to, like, introduce the run. This is a very old translation patch, by the way. I want to actually see... I believe there's a line in here that's really funny. I don't want to, like, dunk on it, fan translation too hard, but it's really funny, and it always makes me laugh. This won't be a story run, by the way, just so you know. I'm on the lookout for this one run, or for this one line. There it is! Okay, I know where this line came from. Like, I'm 100% sure that this is how this line came to be. I think Allen the unit was originally named, like, Allen Allen, and then I think they changed it at some point, and they control F'd it, like find and replace, and then so everything in this, like, any type of, like, fallen or any words like that will always say this, and it's so funny. Like, that's how you know this is a really old patch. Oh gosh. Oh yes, I didn't say it before. I meant to say it before, but I didn't, because I'm a scatterbrained person. This will be on normal mode, partially because I actually, whenever I was transferring my files over from my old computer, I didn't grab my actual good FE6 save, and I used this one from, like, oh my gosh, like 15 years ago maybe. It's really, really old. Yeah, so I actually don't have hard unlocked on this one, but the actual main reason, anyway, I could have grabbed the file. I knew this file didn't have hard. The main reason is because I don't think that this would be beatable. Like, this kind of challenge run would be beatable on hard. FE6 is not an easy game. I would say it's probably one of the harder FEs in general. So, yeah, I made it a call early on that, like, a challenge like this, it's very much experimental. So I thought, yeah, that's That's my average sentence. Yeah, I thought that normal would be just kind of a better difficulty to try this on. It's going to be really interesting. Like, off the bat, it's really interesting in that my normal inclination here is, like, to pick Lance or Alan, give them most of the EXP, and then give the rest, or, like, just have Marcus solo the rest of the map. But, like, on a run like this, where I'm not going to be able to choose units, I need to really try to evenly distribute my EXP, like... Because later on, I'm not going to be able to choose my team, so... Aside from Roy... Oh, I'll try to give Boris this kill. Nice! But Boris sucks really hard, but... I think he is... normally he's the unit that I would never give EXP to. I don't think I've ever actually used Boris. In fact, I think that single round of combat is the most I've ever used Boris in Fire Emblem, so... Setting trends already. Need to make sure to get... Volt is another one that I don't use, and that's mainly because he's not Dorothy. By the way, if you're curious, Dorothy will be my wildcard pick 99% of the time in this run. Unless I really need the slots for, like, recruitment, or I just feel like I need a healer or a dancer, it's going to be Dorothy by default. So look forward to that. I really don't know how this run is going to go. Oh my gosh, I forgot to say one other thing. Yes. Yeah, this specifically isn't an Ironman, and in fact, the goal is going to be to keep everybody alive. And to those ends, I am actually forbidden to intentionally kill a unit off. If a unit dies through the course of normal gameplay, I can leave them dead if I choose. But I'm not allowed to just kill a unit off, and let me tell you why. Because by the time the game ends, this game has something like... Oh, great. Nice shot, Boris. This game has, I want to say, I counted, and it's like 54 characters. And, you know, a lot of those are like... Or a few of those are root exclusives, but still, there are several characters. By the end of this game, there are going to be a lot of deadweight characters that come up in roles. Like... The thieves are going to be useless, other than thief utility. I could see, like, I don't know, I could see a world where, like, Lou doesn't get rolled and then comes in at, like, level 2 at the end of the game. Stuff like that. And so if I were able to just kill all the units I want, it would kind of defeat the purpose of the run. Because at that point, I could just really, like, thin the deck. I use the word deck very, very deliberately. Because this is going to have some theming. But I'll get to that in a little bit. Oh my gosh, Volt. He's not a great unit either. Yeah, so if I could just... If I were allowed to just arbitrarily kill units off and improve my odds of rolling somebody better, I feel like it would kind of negate the challenge of the run. But with that said, yeah, if a unit dies just through normal gameplay, I'm actually going to leave them dead. So it's like... Not an Ironman, but won't necessarily reset for everybody, I guess, is the name of the game. That makes sense? I don't know how this is going to go. I really don't know if something like this has been tried before. I've never really heard of it, but it feels like something that would have been tried in some capacity. So, we'll see. It could crash and burn, and if so, I'm totally down to just play Ironmans from here on out instead of making my own goofy challenge run ideas. We'll find out. Go Lance, using your iconic sword, as is your name. I love my GBA calves. We've got F. Allen, we've got sword, and we've got the other, like, 8. I don't remember most of the calves in this game. They're incredibly forgettable. Sure. Roy probably needs some home. One reason I chose FE6 for a run like this, Roy cannot carry this game. Or at the very least, it's extremely unlikely that he carries the game. He's down there for one of the worst lords in the series. His promotion comes extremely late in the game, and by the time he does promote, if you do the normal mode ending, he gets one map as a promoted unit, and it's like, great, thanks game, thanks for giving me one map to play around with my actually good Roy. His growths aren't that awful if I recall correctly, but he just falls off a cliff because everybody else starts promoting, and then poor little Roy's stuck as just Roy. So go Roy. This map is long. Like for an opening map, you wouldn't think it would take this long, but I'm already seeing the lovely FE6 RNG where nothing makes sense. Yeah, if you're curious why I don't have hard unlocked on this save, I do have another save that actually has beaten the game a few times. On this one, this was my very first FE6 run, and it was a long time ago. It was like not super long after FE7 came out. Like I heard that there was another FE that was like related to this. I think it was actually, no, never mind. I think it was actually after FE8. But I heard that there was another Fire Emblem that was Japan exclusive and that was like finished the cliffhanger from FE7 that I was like, oh my gosh, well, great. But yeah, I heard about that and I was like, oh, I want to try that. And so I downloaded it. This was like a long, long time ago. And I did beat the game. I will say that. But my game crashed during, oh my gosh, jeez, this is a lovely start. But my game crashed during the credits, and so it never actually saved, and I was like super frustrated. I was like, I'm not doing this again. And then so that file never actually unlocked hard mode, and so that's the story of that. I have another file, and I don't know, I didn't transfer literally every file from my old computer to this one. So I am missing some things, and I couldn't find it. Like, I was looking through my FE stuff, and I was like, I don't know where this is. But then I was like, well, I think both of them actually are on the same translation patch anyway. So, it's not really that big of a deal. Because I was planning to play on normal anyway, so, like, whatever, I guess. It would be nice if somebody were to get a good level up, but I'm not counting on it. FE6 is a very polarizing game. Like, if you don't know, I'm doing another if you don't know Fire Emblem fun fact trivia hour. This game is like, how do I put this nicely? It's like, gosh, I don't want to say bad. I feel like bad is like mean. Lance isn't in. No, there's no way that Archer does that much. Hang on, let me see his level up before I continue, because I know I'm going to, like, comment on that. Thank you, Lance. This is why I actually usually use Lance. Yeah, FE6, though, it's not a... I don't want to say it's a bad game, because I like the game, but it's like, it has so many flaws that it's, like, really hard not to notice all of its issues. Oh, nice. 2% crits. That's pretty rad. Level up. Come on, Roy. I'll take that. Speed's okay. Strength would have been nice, but... It's an interesting... It really is an interesting dynamic already, because I'm already, like, really being careful about EXP, because I don't know who is going to be around in the long term in a run like this. For all I know, Boars might come up in the finale. I think I'm just gonna use Marcus for the boss. I'll enemy phase just in case he misses and I get some, like, it's an opportunity for EXP, but it's not extremely likely. Usually I would be, like, way more okay using Marcus here. But, I do have to watch EXP in a run like this. Yeah, okay, whatever. Cool. It'd be nice to get to the first map with a character, like a preparation screen and like character selection, but probably not. The early game for FE6 is reasonably long. Ah, it's Melody. She's gonna be a pretty good candidate for like the wildcard slot. By the way, oh, I should do. I'll just F Alan. Once the actual run, I don't even know if I mentioned it at this point. I had like this whole list of stuff to mention and then I forgot. So good job me. I'm like so on the ball. Once the actual run starts, like the actual like character selection and stuff, I actually do have some like little graphics to help display the characters. So look forward to that, I guess. There's a reason why there's a big empty space on my overlay right now, and it's because I plan to add characters. I have little, I guess I'll just spoil the surprise. Everyone was dying to like wait and see, but I will spoil it. Thanks, Lance. I have little character sprites on these little card things that I made. I think I can get to Wold, but that's okay. No, you can't. Cool. So once I actually start rolling characters, I will insert those to like display my current team. Oh, by the way, I got 2 new characters, Merlinus and Ellen. Ellen is a very forgettable healer. Merlinus is a convoy who cannot fight throughout the entire game. Lovely, lovely unit there, Merlinus. He will be eligible to be rolled, by the way, just if you're curious. So I really hope that he doesn't come up. Nice. Very lucky, boars. And by lucky, I mean you got a point in luck. Really? Well, here is FE6 RNG for you. If I recall correctly, I may be like totally mistaken on this. I believe that the like displayed hit rates for FE6 are like notoriously really off base. And look at all these losers. By losers, I mean, yeah, shut up. I love that recruitment team though. I mean Deke, who's really good. Shanna, aka Fanny in this old patch, who is really good if she gets good level ups. Ward, who is usually known as Wade, and I will probably call him Wade because I'm used to Wade, and Lot. To this day, I do not know the difference between Lot and Wade. They look the same, they are very similar units, and I have never used either one in any capacity, so good job, Lot and Ward Wade. It actually is really interesting to see the older translations, because I'm really used to like this game hasn't been localized, but Fire Emblem Heroes kind of standardized a lot of translations. And so I'm really used to those. Like, Thani is now pretty much universally referred to as Shanna. I should move F Allen down before I forget. Let's get some more juicy Boars DXP. Oh my gosh, I'm using Boars. This is why I wanted to record this part of the run, because normally I would never, like, I wouldn't even consider using Boars. Like, what is this character design? Oh my gosh. He looks so ridiculous. Like, I really have no affinity for this character whatsoever, and he's an absolutely dreadfully awful unit. But, I just have to give these units EXP, because otherwise, what is going to happen later on in the game? Dunno. Depends on the rolls. It absolutely does. I can already see a world where Merlinus gets rolled like 9 times, and I get really mad because like he's absolutely going to be the whammy roll of this whole endeavor. Definitely not the unit I want to see coming up, much if at all. Granted, there is actually some very interesting but like very minor utility that comes with Merlinus, in that he can die as many times as you want. He will always come back on the next map after he dies. So there is actually some novelty in rolling Merlinus. Oh boy, yeah, I didn't even pay attention to that. Whoops. There is some novelty in rolling Merlinus and being able to use him as a pawn in that capacity, but the utility is not super great, honestly. It's like... it's kind of like phantom baiting in FE8, if you remember that. If you We're one of the lucky few who witnessed the majesty of the Sacred Stones Ironman, which finished up 2 weeks ago. Very exciting run. I had fun with that. I really did. It was super fun. If I didn't have fun, I wouldn't be recording this right now. I can promise you that. That's, it's a test of it, because, like, I am so bad at, like, everything involving this, and, like... It is work. Like, my, all of my, like, graphic stuff is super, super bad, but it does take some work to actually pull it off regardless. So, yes, that's why I'm doing a new series, which may or may not just absolutely go up in flames. I'm trying to think if there's anything else that I need to say regarding the run, like, as I, progress into it, because these first 3 chapters in particular are very much, like, setting things up, kind of like a prologue, I guess. I will say I had some other things in mind that kind of got somewhat scrapped. I'm gonna go ahead and have these guys protect Miss Thany Shanna. I kind of considered giving myself a like a set amount of mulligans if I just absolutely get thrashed in the rules. Like if I get just roll teams that absolutely cannot physically beat a map. But then I was like, at that point, I feel like it kind of defeats the novelty of the run, because I feel like trying to find a way through these ridiculous solutions is going to be like where the run is interesting. I also have considered giving myself extra, like some extra, like, how do I put this? Just, an extra whammy and an extra, like, good roll, like in adding a second wild card and a blank space where I just don't get to deploy a unit in that slot. I kind of decided against it because I feel like the more character choice I get in this run, the less interesting it becomes. If that makes sense. Yeah. What else? Whenever one of the original ideas I had included a point system. Oh my gosh, that was a really, really bad Viz Wade ward. Okay, whatever, it's fine. I should be fine. Unless he misses. I mentioned the little graphics that I made already, but those actually have card values assigned to them already. Like I made it's really honestly like not anything remotely interesting. Please don't miss again. Nice. Okay. But I thought about having it so like if I rolled certain combinations of units, like if I rolled units to get like a flush or like a straight or like, you know, just card hands, then I would get extra points that I could use for things like another wild card slot or mulligans or the ability to use a battle save, so like a quote-unquote battle save, aka being able to use a save state. But then I was like, oh, I feel like it was getting really complicated for absolutely no reason, and I was like, let's just focus on playing FE6 with this set of rules first, and then I'll worry about like other stuff like that if this actually somehow like isn't a catastrophe. So that is a little peek into my... If you want a bigger peek into my design process, the original idea of the run, like where this entire thing came about, was that I kind of wanted to do... Oh, that was really... whatever, it's fine, I guess. I'm just kind of meeting back up. I kind of wanted to do a run where I rolled a team at the very beginning, and that was the team I had to beat the entire game with. And I thought that there would be some kind of novelty in that, but there were 2 reasons why I held off. One, I felt like there was just a world where I rolled like Melody, Rutger, Percival, who else is really good in this game? Marcus, I don't know, Shanna, etc. And like it just became just an absolutely pointless run. Like there wasn't anything to it. great. Love it a lot. This can be absolutely nothing. The other thing is, even if I did roll like a really interesting and novel team, I felt like the run would at some point just kind of converge into just being a normal FE6 run. Like, even if you roll, gosh, I'm trying to think, like a team of like Wolt, OJ, Wendy, oh my gosh, who else is really bad in this game? Kath, she's not even bad, thieves just aren't great in combat in this game. I don't know, who else? You know what I mean, just a really bad team. Even at that point, I feel like at some point, late game FE gets to the point where your units will eventually, nice, that's some good luck, will eventually just get strong enough to run through maps regardless. And so I felt like at that point, just rolling one singular team, I don't think it would be like a super interesting run in the long term. So I feel like, I like the idea of the random thing. If I'm being honest, I love like in fighting games, I love like random select and just kind of seeing if you can make do with what you've got and stuff like that. And so I wanted to keep a run idea like that in mind. And then I was like, what if I did a run where I just flat out never got to choose my team, and I had to run with rolled characters every step of the way? And then I was like, well, okay, at some point I'm going to roll a team that just can't win a map. And then I'm like, okay, so that's why I came up with the whole wildcard idea. And that's more or less the origin of this whole wacky run that's 26 minutes in and turtling the second map of the game. I'm not really turtling. I can't say I'm turtling this. It's just playing cautiously, I guess, is the more appropriate term. Okay, did you have a javelin? You did have a javelin. Okay. So, that's what we're gonna do. Let's go ahead and chuck some javelins at this guy. See if we can get some XP on Shanna. Come on, please don't get a bad level up. Shanna... Oh my gosh, that is very, 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 very nice. Shanna, I feel like she's a highly regarded unit. She's usually considered top tier. I feel like I either have really, really good Shannas or really, really, really bad Shannas that just get strength screwed. Like my Vanessa, if you remember that. If you're one of the Dotch channel OGs who remembers the Vanessa arc. I feel like I either get a Vanessa or a Tana, and there's not really an in-between. So hopefully this is more of a Tana and less of a Vanessa, because we don't want to repeat a Vanessa. Oh my gosh. In retrospect though, Vanessa really did not get that much time to prove herself. She got like 2 level ups and they were bad, and then she was struggling to kill things. I was like, okay, I'm not giving you any more XP. And then that was the end of the Vanessa adventure. Poor Vanessa. I memed on her so hard, like all run long. Like even when Cyrene died, I memed poor Vanessa, and it's like, just rub salt in the wound, why don't you? It was fun though. It really was a fun run. It's been about like 3 weeks since I actually recorded the finale at this point, and I still can't believe that Mulder died to a random crit in the final chapter. I honestly think it made things really exciting, though. I sincerely, from the bottom of my heart, thought that the run was over at that point. Because, like, everybody was asleep, and Mulder had my Latona staff. And I was just like, I seriously paused. I think there was a pause in the video. I edited a lot of it out, like, whenever I was adding his sprite to the graveyard. But I like paused and sat there and just thought, and I was like, am I going, like, out this far into the run, am I going to lose at the finale? Like, that is so heartbreaking. And I really thought it was over. Wow, there was actually a risk of death here. That is wild. Very low chance, but it could have happened. That is really wild. Okay, cool. FE6. I'm telling you, this game does not pull any punches. I mostly chose it for its large cast, but I also feel like FE6 normal is a good difficulty to do this on because it's challenging, but it's not as overwhelming as some games get. Like, I feel like there are a lot of... I don't want to risk that crit. As low as the chance is, I'm just not doing it. I really... this is probably going to sound scrubby, but honestly, I feel like FE6's normal mode is, like, the best difficulty that it has. FE6 Hard just really gets into a lot of, like, your characters can't hit anything, and it kind of becomes a little bit unfun at points, if I'm being totally honest. Like, I like it, I like the game, but, oh my gosh, that mode is so annoying at some points. Just, jeez. I wonder if I even bother with supports, because, like, what are the odds that I'm going to roll 2 specific units? Oh, okay, apparently this guy does not move. Cool. I'm going to go ahead and kill this one with Marcus, and then I can just kind of kill the Axe Bro at my leisure. I assume that this guy... look at this guy, he doesn't want to be here. His name is Rude. What a rude dude. Okay, so F. Allen does have an Armor Slayer. I'm trying to decide if it's worth trying to give that boss XP to a sword unit, or if I should just... I might try with Deke. We'll see. I'll damage check. I don't want this to go on too long. I was really hoping to at least get to Chapter 6 on this recording, but it's looking kind of unlikely. The next chapter or two, there are a few long chapters in there anyway, and I don't overly want to go over an hour for the first recording, but I might... I'll at least beat the next chapter, like, for sure. Sure, give Lance the XP. I tend to use Lance over Allen. I mean F. Allen, sorry. That is his official name, because I say so. Fallon. Jimmy Fallon. His name is Jimmy Fallon, yes. Yeah, I'll just damage check with Deke and see how it goes. And if it doesn't look great, then I'll just Marcus it. By the way, my next... yeah, okay, I'll do that. Well, that is just some rude language, dude. Why is their name Rude? Isn't that a Final Fantasy VII character? I feel like there's a Final Fantasy VII character named Rude. But I might be wrong. It's been a while since I played FF7. I do actually own FF7 Remake, but I haven't gotten around to it just yet. I have like this huge backlog of RPGs that I really need to get to. Cool. Cool. I should go back and like finish that save file. It's really just kind of unfortunate that it's sitting on the Zephiel map. Yeah. Ah, it's Brynja and Zephiel. Cool characters. By the way, are you loving this song yet? If not, congratulations, you are going to be hearing it 900,000 more times throughout the entire game. Because this specific song loops 900,000 times in this game. I love it though, it's like almost ironically good. Where it's like, I can just appreciate it for being the goofy, like, it's iconic in its own weird way. That was terrible positioning on my part, and I may have to, like, reset the map. Cool, good job, me. No. This may be our first Merlinus sacrifice of the run, of which I am sure there will be several. I've got to go up and get Lou. Who is going to do that? Boars can do it. I feel like I just have to visit the village, but I might be wrong. Okay, I haven't actually played Project Ember, but I specifically remember that Project Ember added like a door here. And I'm just sitting here thinking, like, man, I wish I was like Project Ember right now, because that door is so, like, it's such good design that it really irks me that it's not in this game. Yeah. I know it sounds really trivial that it's like just a door, but the fact that you've got to go up to get a recruitment, and then there's like no way back in, okay, I guess you can get back into the actual map if you go all the way around to the boss room, but it's like, come on. Whatever. Will Merlinus survive? I don't know, nor do I particularly care. Looks like it's a no. I'm still in Sacred Stone's Iron Man mode, where I like see a character dying and my heart just sinks, and I'm like, no! But it's Merlinus, like, he will come back. Oh, he lives! Congrats, Merlinus. By the way... Hey, Lou. Cool bro, Lou. He's alright. I very, like, neutral on Lou as a character. He's likable enough. I feel like I liked Ray a lot more, like his brother, before Heroes. Heroes, like, absolutely just obliterated poor Ray. He's just, like, notably the worst character. Not, okay, I don't want to say, like, the worst character in the game. Like, that's a really difficult distinction to make in a game that has, like, I think at this point, like, 600 or 700 characters or something. It's got a lot. But he is really bad, and he shows up all the time, and it's like, everybody hates to see poor Ray. And he's not a bad unit in this game by any means. Like, he's, I want to say, probably upper mid-tier. If I don't remember the tier list for that game that well, other than like top and bottom tier. But he's not bad, and it is kind of sad to see a character just become an absolute meme because he sucks so hard in his spin-off. But like, nobody likes Ray anymore after that, and it's really kind of sad. No damage. You can't damage boars. Too strong. I will say that boars being a tank is kind of useful at this stage of the game. I'll admit that much. As much as it doesn't matter if Merlinus dies, I also kind of don't want it to happen, just because, like, I don't know, I think it's like the Sacred Stone's Iron Man stuff. By the way, if you want a random dots update, I'm sure everyone was clamoring for that. In the time since I beat the Sacred Stone's Iron Man, I did actually finally go back and finish FE12 for the first time, so I have now officially completed every Fire Emblem game in some capacity. Granted, I haven't done the original 1 to 3. I have played them very briefly. They were just super dated, and I feel like at this point, they have remakes. I've played all the remakes to completion now. So it's like, I think that's good enough to like have knowledge of the series, I guess. What that translates to is that the tier list idea video is actually looking up, because now I can actually meaningfully say something about FE12. If you want a brief preview, pretty good game. Chris is a terrible character. Oh my gosh, I really do not like Chris. Those are my thoughts on FE12 in a very brief nutshell, because I may end up talking about them in a video. Yes, Chris deserves their own section. I think Chris is that bad of a character. Really not a fan of Chris. In fact, I would actually go as far to say, I think Chris is one of the worst characters ever written in publicized fiction. As extreme as that sounds, I think it is very, very fitting. Chris is a very miserable character. Just protect old Merlinus. Absolutely does nothing for me at this point. The reason, if you're curious, the point of Merlinus as a character is that you can access your convoy through him. And if he dies, then you don't get access to the convoy for that particular point. It's kind of a neat idea, but I honestly just kind of prefer the later approach where your lord can access the convoy and anybody adjacent to the lord can access the convoy. I think that's just kind of better. But I think the idea of like incentivizing you to protect a unit who is just kind of useless in general is, it has novelty to it. Because, like, the idea is, if you want access to your items, you'll keep this convoy safe, and Yeah, it's kind of cool. What is even in this village? I don't remember. Whatever. Go get it, lot. As Wade Ward goes and gets some EXP, perhaps. Do I want to give this to Wade Ward, or do I want to give this to Boars? Maybe Boars will get the, Archer. Let's go ahead and have... I don't think I'm going to need Deke up there. Let's go, Wade Ward. You got this. Good level up, Wade Ward. Not great. Not great. I'm trying to really evenly distribute my EXP because like I said, there's just legitimately no telling who's going to be here for the long haul and who isn't. And it's really hard because I'm already like really like falling into habits of like wanting to give EXP to my favorites. And like, it is so tempting to just totally... Honestly, I don't know, even in a run like this, I don't know if it's worth really giving Chad EXP. Random FA6 trivia for you. Thieves cannot promote in this game, which makes them absolutely useless late in the game at combat. They will pretty much only ever be good at opening chests, which also means they're going to be pretty big whammies if I roll them later on. So look forward to that. I can just already see a world where, oh my gosh, imagine if you had to fight the Zephyl here. That whole cutscene is so ridiculous. Like, if I recall it correctly, oh nice. That's pretty cool. Like, Zephyl leaves the area to Narshan, and then Narshan immediately leaves it to, like, some random underling. And it's like... Oh, that is so nice. Oh my gosh. Okay, if I could choose my units long term, Lance would already be in a pretty good spot to be on the team. But well, don't know. Lance, he's gonna be a good wildcard candidate already. I've got to keep that in mind too, because like there will be times whenever I roll like, oh man, neat. There will be times whenever I roll like Dorothy and healers and units I need to recruit like automatically, and I can just strictly use the wildcard slot for whatever I want. So I've got to keep. I'm just gonna leave that area to Boars, I guess. He's got it. He'll recruit Lou eventually, I guess. So yeah, I'm gonna have to really keep an eye on who's actually doing well to consider who might get such a slot as the game progresses. Shanna Banana needs some EXP though. Does he have like a javelin or something? That guy does, but he can't reach. I feel like this is one little like that's such a weird design, right? Like, why is there this one little spot that's just open? Like, it doesn't really serve any purpose as far as I can tell. Except to put Chad there. It baited me into putting Chad there for no reason, and now he's gonna get hit. So it served a purpose, I guess. You have Javelin, yeah. Let's just heal the convoy. Woo! Merlinus does not even have battle sprites. By the way, you can actually get Merlinus to level 20 if you want. His only method of gaining EXP in this particular game is to get hit. It's 100 times for each level up, so you do the math, I guess. I'm not doing it. It would be so funny if Chad, like, died there, because I put him there just because it was this random little spot that I had no idea what was the point of. That was a terribly constructed sentence, but... Cheese, what a cheese. Cool. It would be very funny if Chad were to die for that reason, though. Let's chip with Wolt. In the normal game, this is about as useful as Wolt ever gets. He chips, and then he gets benched. That's about it. Sorry, Wolt fans. Not a great unit. I will argue all day that Dorothy is the better archer. She has better growths. Even if she comes slightly later and at a point where chip damage is less useful, she's the better long-term prospect. Hey, that was not great. That was not great. Granted, if you look at any, like, pretty much any tier list will just list both of them, like, in bottom tier. It's like, at that point, what's the point of splitting hairs? Like, I will argue all day, all night, and beyond that Dorothy is not as bad as people say, though. I have used her in every single FE6 run I've ever done, and I have always had pretty good luck with her. She isn't like she isn't top tier, but like obviously her class holds her back a lot. But late game Dorothy puts in some pretty good work on average. Love it. Another javelin. Any chance you double? You actually do. That was a surprise. I didn't think you would. I think Alan is supposed to be the stronger, tankier one, and Lance is supposed to be the faster one. Which, in a normal run, at least for me, translates into I will use Lance, and I don't care about Alan. Or F. Alan. Oh gosh, that sounded so bad. I was just talking about not using Alan, as an F. Alan. No, I'm referring to this goofy translation thing, not... Oh my gosh. Put my foot in my mouth already. Love it. Doing great on this FE6 run. Was hoping to get through 5 chapters, looking like I'll get through 3, so already just off to a killer start. Good job, Alan. At least nobody's died. Like I said, this isn't an Ironman. Resetting is valid and will happen. But I still don't want it to happen. The very, very, very lofty goal would be to make it through the game without resetting and with nobody dying. That will not happen. Absolutely not. It's going to get to the point where babysitting units is going to be a massive challenge. And that's basically the heart of the run, if I'm being honest. I want it to be a run where I really have to think hard about like what I can possibly have units do to contribute at the point where they are absolutely useless, but I have to deploy them regardless. That's where I thought this would be a fun run. I have a message on Discord, but I muted Discord so that there wouldn't pop up notifications on this. Not great. Not great. I feel like Ellen really has magic issues. Ellen's another character I've actually never really bothered to use long term in this game. Let's get a Lou, shall we? Cool, I love the recruitment theme. I shouldn't have skipped that because I wanted to listen to more of the recruitment theme. Do I want to put Lou here? Oh my gosh, I totally looked at the wrong area. Oh my gosh, okay, yeah, he's fine. Yeah, sure. I don't know if he'll go for Lou or not, but I'll try it. Lou's pretty decent. There's not much else to say. He's just pretty decent. I looked at the weight area for the might, and I was like, why is a javelin so powerful? Like, what the hell? ME6? And then I was like, oh no, wait, no, I'm just totally looking at the wrong area. I'm an idiot. Great. It would be wild if a javelin had 11 might. For some reason I looked at WT as MT, so I was like, what in the world? I was like, I just took a second and just like blanked out, and I was like, what am I looking at here? Like, why is a random javelin this powerful? Okay. It would be wild if javelins had 11 might. That would be, those would be some strong javelins. Javelins are already really strong, so don't get that twisted around. Do I even want to bother moving Boars? There's almost no way he gets back into the combat by the time this map ends. Wow. Nice, Wolt. Nice. Oh gosh. This is already really tricky because I'm wanting to give EXP to units, but it's like, okay, that'll be good for softening. Just switch here. I'm curious about my Discord message. I can reasonably infer who it is and what they're messaging me about, but my brain is like, but what if it's something like really cool? Like, you know what? Solely because of the nature of the run, I will try to give chat skill. Actually, wait, I can just check it on my phone without looking things up. Yes, I was exactly right. Okay, I will respond to that later. It's nothing urgent. It's just a little funny post. Okay. Alright, Alan. Alan is another one who I would probably already be kind of just dropping. I need to really give Roy some EXP too. 3 is about my average right now, so Boris is already kind of behind. Let's go Lot. Lot also may not get back into the combat by the time this map ends. This is a map where I feel like it's already getting kind of tempting to just charge Marcus on in there, but I wish I remembered what was in that chest. I don't know if it's worth even going for. Like, early game chests are usually pretty worthless, but I'll probably do it regardless. I remember FE6 a lot better than I do FE8. Oh my gosh. It's so tempting to give Deke that level, but I really need to be focusing on my like weaker units. But I also don't want to neglect Deke. I will say this, it's a very, very interesting balancing act already, and I'm already like intrigued, I guess. Like, I didn't expect it to be this complicated this early. Like, I thought the early chapters would just kind of be me like talking about what the run is and then walking through it. But I'm already like really like thinking like, okay, well I can't let this unit get behind an EXP because what if they get rolled later on in the game? This is interesting. I really, really hope that this is interesting. Like, I hope that the run itself is interesting, and I hope that it's interesting to watch. Especially later on, like, sadly, at the rate I'm going, I may not get into actually rolling units into, like, part 3 or something, or part 4. No, it wouldn't be part 4, it'd be like part 3, but still. I don't know, I'm trying to remember what the next 2 chapters are. Gosh. This is chapter 3. I believe that the first chapter where you get to choose units is the Dorothy chapter, which is 6. I want to, like, I'm just totally blank. I'm missing a chapter in here, I think. Because I can remember the chapter where, like, if you open the gate, all the units flood you. I am going to give Deke a kill here, though, I think. That EXP is too juicy. You might miss. What is the other chapter I'm missing? It must not be very interesting if I'm just like totally forgetting what it is. Or my numbers are off and it's chapter 5 when you get to choose units. In which case, nice, I'll get to do it in the next episode for sure. Cool. Love it. That Shanna level up was so tragic, oh my gosh. The rapier is not going to last long in this. I need a strong Roy, and Roy's main strength is that weapon. That's what we're gonna do. Me spamming that like no tomorrow. I'll be interested if I would be curious on if people. Okay, first of all, yeah, I'd be really curious on if anybody would actually want to see a FE tier list video from me, because like I feel like I'm just such a rando that it's like, who cares about my opinion? Like, honestly, I don't know if there's any merit in making a video like that whenever I have, like, no fan base or whatever. But by the, like, I think it would also be fun, because I was just thinking, like, I was kind of, like, mulling over FE6 as a whole just now, and, like, its flaws and its strengths, and, like, my kind of irrational love of this game, in spite of it being not great. Just keep on trucking, Boars. You're really, really not going to be getting it back into combat, but whatever. I made like a little, like, for fun FA tier list a while back, but it's been a long time since I've actually messed with it in any capacity. I don't know if these guys move or not. I will, well, oh gosh. Stick Marcus here. That's fine. That's fine. Cool. Yeah, it's been a while since I've, like, actually made an FE tier list. And that was pre-beating FE12. It was whenever I had played some of FE12, but not that much because my my old laptop just couldn't run it that well. So I am kind of curious about, like, how my opinions have shifted over time. I don't even know if I have that tier list saved at this point. I might somewhere, but like I said, I moved computers since then, and, like, I basically backed up, like, some of my really important stuff in a folder called backups and just kind of threw it all in there. But even then, I missed a lot of stuff, and that folder is just a giant jumbled mess of, like, absolutely nothing. Like, I haven't even looked that closely into it. Like, really? Thanks, FE6. Never mind, FE6 is bottom tier. Don't play it. Oh my gosh. It is really, really infamous for stuff like that. And I want to say that the displayed hit chances of hitting are, like, always lower than the actual chances, but I might be wrong. It has bad hit rates in general, and I don't remember if it's necessarily because of the displayed rate. Okay, well, he's tanky. We'll give him that. Oh, boy. But yeah, good old FE6. Gosh. So the remaining units are X-Bros. How does Miss Shanna do? Not awful. Not too awful. Somewhat awful, but not super awful. 8. It's not enough. How do you deal with a javelin? My main concern is this one. Okay, no, this one can't. Okay. Okay, it's fine. Even if you get hit twice, you're fine. I say, it still makes me a little anxious as I say it. I just really want the Shanna EXP. He'll possibly go for Roy. I don't know the AI well enough to say. I should like study the technical details a little bit better than I have, because, like, I feel like I'm always, like, just kind of assuming things, and half the time I'm wrong. Keep on marching on in here behind squad. Yeah, this is definitely going to be the last chapter. I'm not even going to move boards anymore. There's no point. Yeah. That's what I assumed. I assumed he'd go for the unit who couldn't counterattack. Cool. My random guesses were correct for once. I was thinking that I would give the Armor Knights to Lou, because Lou starts at level 1, which is... Yeah, I think I'm actually going to try to do that. I didn't realize that Lou actually started at level 1 until I was, like, mid-sentence there. And I was like... I actually thought he started at level 2. But he does not, so... He's gonna need the XP. If Shanna misses... Do you have any, like, one range? Okay, no. So Walt's fine. he would definitely one-range Volt, even with the hand axe, but I just wasn't sure if, like, if he had, like, an iron axe or something on him. I didn't think he did, but I wanted to make absolutely positively sure. Cool. Pass. I don't remember if these armor dudes move or not. Let us heal and then find out. Just to be safe. I can't imagine they hit that hard, but just want to be sure. Yay, over an hour. Remember whenever I said I never wanted to go over an hour for recording? Those were fun times. Then like every video following that hit over an hour because chapters get quite long. I should have waited a turn before doing this. That was a really, really silly bait on my part. Cool. Well, unfortunately Lance kills on the next one. What do I want to do about that? Because I would like Lou to get the XP. Are you just loving this song already? I'll put Shanna in the way. He should go for... I can't imagine a world where he doesn't go for Shanna. Chad needs to start moving down too for the chest's sake. I should start actually focusing on the boss as well. Let's go ahead and heal. I'll see how Deke does. Deke's a cool unit. I like him. Really solid in heroes. Sort of fun heroes fact of the day. I'm sure everybody's dying to know how good units are in heroes. Shanna's the fodder queen in heroes. Chad sucks. Wolt is only into the summer version, and he's kinda okay. Lance and Alan are not in. Marcus somehow hasn't made it in. Merlin is just a meme. Lot and Ward are not in. Boars is not in. Lou is awful, and Roy has like 8,000 versions, and some of them are okay. There's your heroes rundown. I'm sure you were just dying for that. Shanna's actually pretty okay if you build her up in heroes. I just never have bothered because she has some of the best common fodder in the game. Like it's like a universally useful skill, and so it's just always nice to fodder Shanna's off. Sorry, Shanna. Victory music, even though I still have a little bit to go. So does this Sax Bro not... Okay, no, he's not in range. This is a really, really bizarre range. Like, it doesn't really look anything like it should. What else? I'll move Shanna up and see if she can get that kill. I shouldn't be, like, hard focusing Shanna this hard, but if she is going to be useful at all... Okay, well, never mind. Deke's just gonna kill. Deke is an absurdly good unit. Absolutely, if not top tier, high tier. I think top tier is very... It's... Okay, I'm guessing this guy doesn't move then, so let's start moving downwards and start figuring out what we're gonna do with the boss. This game has a really, really, like... Okay, I'm in an enemy phase, as long as you don't have another weapon. You do have another weapon, but it's gonna be weaker, so... Unless it's one of those mythical 11 might chaps that I was thinking existed for some reason. Yeah, whatever. Slater. This game has so many like, all FEs have a lot of, like, really forgettable bosses, but, like, this game in particular has so many. Half of your playable cast, it, like, looks like forgettable bosses. Like... not great. I could buy Lot and Wade as generic chapter bosses, honestly. You do have a javelin, but again, it's... Okay, let's check damage. I'm just gonna check it the lazy way. 10. So yeah, your Lou's fine. Lou is A-okay. Plus, like, it randomly carries... The crit chance javelins, yes! From the makers of 11 might javelins come the javelins that also crit. Okay, well, sure. I should have noticed that he had a vulnerability. I am playing very poorly. As I'm sure anybody who watched the FE8 run has come to expect awful gameplay from Tots. Granted, I probably would have made the same move if I had taken note of the mold. Speed's nice, would have been nice to get magic, but whatever. Okay, let's get these chests and then wrap this up. I'm very curious about what's next, because I'm either like miscounting Halberd. Really, that's pretty nice, okay. I'm either like miscounting chapters, or I'm just completely forgetting a chapter in here, because I thought it was the Gate chapter, and then I thought it was Dorothy, but yeah, whatever. What the heck is chapter 4? Oh, the Clarina Rutger chapter! Duh! Oh my gosh. I actually thought this was later. That's okay. Cool. Well, this will be where I pick up next time, where I get Miss Clarine. She spawns in here as like a green unit, recruits herself, and then you get one of the best units in the game in Rutger, who I don't think has spawned in yet. I like this map. It's also in FE7, so it's like kind of iconic in its own way. Yes, next time will probably be 2 more chapters that don't feature any gimmicks whatsoever. Yeah, so cool. I will hopefully get through those next time, and then part 3 will feature my first rolled team, and it will start becoming an actual interesting novel run. So thank you so much for watching. Hopefully this is going to be a fun series. I don't know yet. I really have no idea how this will go. I haven't tested anything with this. I'm just kind of off the cuff recording and hoping it goes well. So yes, thank you for watching. Hopefully it's going to pick up and be a really fun series. And hopefully I'll catch you on the next one. Have an awesome day.